Hello and welcome to Seattle City Makers. I'm your host, Jon Scholes. Well, it's good to be back on this side of the mic in the host seat after joining our producer, James Cito, as his guest on Seattle City Makers. In our most recent episode, I enjoyed sharing some perspective on downtown with James and a recent trip to Washington, D.C. on behalf of the International Downtown Association to help them start a federal advocacy agenda. But I'm glad to be back in the host seat. And this episode, I'm joined by Harold Danley, one of the terrific cleaning ambassadors for the Downtown Seattle Association that's funded by downtown property owners through the Metropolitan Improvement District. Harold and about 80 of his colleagues provide cleaning services in public areas in downtown Seattle, 7 days a week, 362 days a year, from about 6:30 a.m. to 9:30 p.m. They are out on the streets keeping our public areas and sidewalks and alleys clean and clear, removing graffiti, picking up litter, providing pressure washing and other services throughout 285 blocks of downtown Seattle. That program was started in 1999 by the DSA, funded again through downtown property owners, so folks who own condos, who own apartment buildings, hotels, office, retail, are all paying a supplemental assessment or tax to provide those services and many others that are provided by the Downtown Seattle Association and the Metropolitan Improvement District. And we wanted to get a better sense from Harold of what that job entails and have him share his story firsthand with all of you. It's been a challenging several years, no doubt, in downtown Seattle, and our cleaning team has been busy working to get downtown in better shape and looking shiny and bright once again. And Harold's been with us about 17 years. And will retire in December of this year. Been just a great team member and colleague. He operates one of our all-terrain litter vacuums. You may have seen him behind the wheel of this beast that goes up and down the sidewalks and makes quick work of dealing with the trash and litter that some folks may have accidentally left behind. So Harold gives us a bit of a tour of his day and what it takes and what's involved in keeping the streets and public areas of our downtown clean and clear. So hope you enjoy my conversation with Harold Danley, cleaning ambassador with the Downtown Seattle Association and Metropolitan Improvement District. So thanks, Harold, for taking time with us before your retirement that you...
Self-imposed.
Self-imposed after 17 years.
Yes.
Keeping the streets of downtown clean.
Yes, I don't mind.
We're saying bye to you in what? You have a hard date, December 19th, which is exactly 17 years, right?
Which is exactly the day I got hired.
Yeah.
So I'm leaving the day I got hired.
You remember the day you were hired?
Yeah, 19th of December.
No, not the date, but do you remember that day? Like, how did you find this job, or how did we find you?
How did I find this job? I saw somebody working. And I asked him about the job. They told me that it was not bad. And I was looking for a job where I could work and be pretty much on my own. I find it hard to have somebody stand over me and watch me work.
You like being in solitude out there?
Yeah, I like being by myself,
Yeah.
I like, the thing about this job is that it gives you a lot of respect. You get trained. And then you get to go and do your job, and they realize that you can do your job, so you do it with minimal supervision. And I like that.
Do your thing. You're not alone out there, though. There's all, like hundreds of thousands of people walking around, right? And,
oh, yeah. But
you're pretty well known now.
More so than I realize at times. Yeah, that's true.
You're a recognizable figure out there.
I'm telling you. People go, "Hi, Harold." And I'm like, okay, who's this one? So, yeah.
How was it out there today?
Today it was fine.
How's it looking? How's it feeling?
It's actually getting better. We can get rid of a few people that we all know about. It's
causing some trouble.
Causing a few trouble or just like to hang out. Other than that, the streets are looking better, since the pandemic. I like it. It's.
Were you in the machine today? In the
ATL?
The ATLV?
Yes.
All-terrain. What's that?
All-terrain litter vacuum.
Yeah.
Yes.
Behind the wheel?
Behind the wheel. The little kids call it different things. I got one calling it an elephant.
Because you got your big hose.
Yeah, because I got the big hose. She's like, Mommy, look at the elephant, look at the elephant. So I just let it go like that. They like it. The parents like, see, looky. And little kids go, okay. And they wave at you. So I like it.
And you've been using that for a number of years, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe 4 or 5.
Yeah.
That's after our green machines.
The push behind cleaner.
Yeah, well,
yeah.
It
pull behind.
Pull behind. Because
it pulls you.
Yes, it has an engine, so it pulls you. So
Yeah.
if you're going up a hill, you can let it pull you, so it's real nice too.
What's the toughest part of the job? What's most rewarding for you?
Toughest part of the job is sometimes the people, they'll look at you and they'll walk in front of you and they don't realize that you're driving this machine, and they'll look at you like, okay. And the machine always goes faster than you walk, but
people slowing you down.
They slow you down, but they look at you like, and the other hard part of it is that a lot of people don't realize that, what am I doing? They go, you're on the sidewalk. I say, yes, but this is for cleaning the sidewalk.
You got a truck on the sidewalk.
Yeah.
A small truck.
Once you do that, they go, oh, okay, it's all right. Since you're cleaning the sidewalks.
I'm supposed to be here, yeah.
Yeah. So, other than that, it's not bad. You get highly recognized, and the people, I should say, are ratepayers. They love it. They see you, oh, you're doing a great job. Thank you very much. Yeah. Others. So it's great.
And it's good to have the sidewalks full again, right?
Oh, yeah.
You could probably cruise around pretty good right in the teeth of the pandemic with empty sidewalks.
With empty sidewalks.
We like having people back on them to some degree. Just stay out of your way is your message.
Well, I don't mind
Clear the way.
I don't mind the people. That's why the days that I work late is on almost weekend days. You can consider it because it's Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, which is most people.
Big events and
big events. People's all over the place. So, and they're coming out more and more and more and more.
Do you have a regular route or zone?
Sometimes I have, we could say, I have the upper mid retail right now. That means I have like 1, 2, and 3 trikes, right? 1, 2, and 3. So that's from like Fifth Avenue to Denny. So that's from Wall to Seneca.
Yeah.
So that's
big area.
Yeah, it's a large area. So most of the time I don't mind. The only thing is that if it gets too hot outside and everything gets dusty and dirty, and like any other vacuum, it takes things that you don't see. When you're in your house, oh, that looks good, and you vacuum it up, and you go, where did this come from? So that's what it's all about.
You got to go through the bag and pull out the valuables.
Oh, no, they're too heavy. I got to go through the bag and pull out the dust. It's about 3 inches thick.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
That's the only part that I don't like.
Do you have a favorite memory over 17 years of doing this work?
Well, I have different kind of memories. I still have a video where I actually made a mistake, and I told this lady, I said, are you interviewing me? Because what it was like Undercover Boss.
Oh, yeah, we did the little
and she asked me
recreation of, you were great in that.
And she asked me quite a few questions.
Post that in the show notes, and people can maybe catch that video of you.
Yeah, and I just looked at it like, okay.
Because you weren't in on it, which is kind of the whole
No, believe me, I wasn't.
The whole premise of the show.
I didn't know. I just wondered about that. So I remember that. I remember some days that we had with Peggy Dressler. I think her last name is Dressler, who's OVP, and she tried to do little things like I'll explain it this way. We had one of our employee that was a roller skater, so she was in the roller derby league.
Mm-hmm.
So
that was Robin, right? I think
Robin.
Yeah.
So we go out to see the games. Some of us go out there and watch Robin.
Key Arena.
Key Arena and watch Robin skate. Or they had karaoke with a costume theme. You come in your favorite and we sing karaoke and that kind of stuff. That was kind of nice.
What advice would you have for someone that's coming into the job, and we're trying to hire a lot of people right now to be on the clean team? What advice do you have for after 17 years of doing this work downtown for them?
Be honest as far as what you want to do and how you can do it. In other words, if I can do this job, if you want to do this job, be honest about it. Like, don't come in and say, well, I just want a paycheck, because it's not going to work for you. Come in and say, okay, I can do this. I don't mind doing this, and I'll have fun doing this, and you'll be here forever.
It's not easy work either. Do you think people appreciate how tough it is out there and the
No.
what it takes to do this job every day?
What it takes to do this job, that thing they don't appreciate because they don't understand it. To some people, not a lot of people, but to some people, even garbage collecting, which is a very good job. They call it sanitation engineer now. But a lot of people can't do that. They figure it's beneath their dignity to pick up trash. So those are the people you have to watch so that they can't apply, because they're not going to last, you know. So you got to figure out which one of these people that coming in that has no problem with doing the job and not here just to get a paycheck, because they won't last if they just want a paycheck.
Yeah, it's tough to show up at 6 a.m. in December in the dark and the rain and get out there if you're not committed to the work.
Well, no, actually, it's not that bad. 6 a.m, I actually like to start rather than 6:30. The rain is not that bad because they supply you with a good wetsuit. Thing is, if we get to the point where there's a real monsoon, they tell you, step inside some cover, you know, and let it go. Yeah, and then after that, go right back on out. So it's not that bad. You just got to be prepared. You got to wear good shoes, you know. And as I tell people now when they come in, like, okay, there's a lot of walking. So you got to do one thing for your feet, which is come in you wear a pair of shoes to work, put on your work shoes, work in them, take those off, put your other shoes back on, and go home in that. Even if your shoes get wet, you still have a dry pair to put on.
Yeah.
So if you walk in the wet shoes, work in the wet shoes, go home in the wet shoes, first thing you're going to do is have blisters on your feet.
Yeah.
So that's the hardest thing, walking for the new people. They got to learn how to walk and to pace themselves and not fall apart.
Yeah, because we still have a lot of people out that are pushing buckets with brooms on their feet, right?
Yeah, it's not bad.
So.
I mean, I did it for 10, 11 years.
Yeah.
And I didn't have no problem with it. Once I learned how to take care of my feet.
Yeah.
So that's what I pass on, basically. Learn how to, and the other thing I pass on is like, put a tune in your head. Whatever tune you like, put it in your head and work to that tune. And you'll find that you work faster and it's not hard work because you're just actually bouncing around. do. And then, we had a guy here the day I met this guy, one of my fond memories. They had this guy, they trained him and said, he's too slow, he can't make it. No, he's never gonna make it, he's just too slow. He can't do it. So I looked at him, I said, come here. I said, what's your favorite tune? I said, put that in your head, now go to work. And he put that in his head and they go, holy crap, he's a good worker.
He's on rhythm.
He's on rhythm.
He's sped up.
Yeah, keeps you faster.
Yeah.
And they go, whoa, he's good now, because he's got his own thing.
Do you get a lot of people stopping you for directions and questions about the city and interacting with you in that way?
Or you're always going to have people.
Yeah.
And then I stop sometimes. You need help? They go, yeah. So I help them. And if they said no, I give them the other spiel. The other spiel is, you see this uniform here? You see anybody in this uniform here? And you need something?
Yeah.
You ask them. If they can't answer it, they'll call dispatch, and dispatch will give you the answer. So whenever you see this, anything you need,
look for the yellow.
Look for the yellow.
Yeah. So what does retirement hold for you? What are you planning to do on December 20th and beyond?
Actually, I'm gonna do some automotive work. I have a car that I want to restore, start off with. But my big thing on retirement, when they ask me what I would like to do, anything I want. Anything, anytime, because there's no time constraints.
Yeah, not bad.
So I can go out and do what I got to do and come back in and watch a little telly and go back out and get it done.
You planning to stay around Seattle?
Yeah, actually, I was born here. So this is my last stop. I went all around the world, and I decided to come back, to where I was born, because I have no relatives here. That's really, because I have brother in Portland and brother and sister in California. So, I'm a wanderer. I'm a nomad. Man, can't help it. I got that way. With the parents in the South, she'd come up here and he'd come get her. He'd come up here. And when she got married to a soldier boy. And that means you went here, here. So I was used to this is the longest place I've been in one time. So every 5 years I'd move, regardless of where I'm at or what I'm doing.
But you've enjoyed Seattle.
Huh?
But you've enjoyed Seattle.
No, ever since I came back, I've stayed here.
Yeah.
This was my last stop. But before that, every 5 years, I'd move. I'd go someplace else, start over. My aunt told me that. And my mother also encouraged that. She says, well, if you do a good job, no matter where you go, you'll get hired. No matter where you go, you can get a job if you work a certain way, which means whatever the job entails, I do it, Using Ohio, for instance, Ohio don't pay no money, you know how they go. So I'm in Ohio, came from California. I needed more money, so I'm working in Dayton bag and burlap, and I'm doing my job, and I need more money. And I look around the company, and I see that we have a fire once a week. We have these long dryers that do burlap, sandbags, and we have a fire once a week, always. And then I said, I need some more money. So I said, I tell you what, I volunteered nobody wanted to do it, so I volunteered to clean out the ovens. So I cleaned out the ovens, and I did what I do here. I'm meticulous. The president came down about a couple months later, and he says, something is wrong here. Something is not going on here. And he goes, that's what it is. We haven't had a fire in a while. And they got all nervous and pointed to me. He did it. He goes, what? He did that good a job in there. Train him on the back of the machine, then train him on the front and make him an operator. So I went from $4 an hour to $8 an hour in 2 months.
Initiative.
Plus, this is how I work.
Yeah.
Even here, I work, I'm meticulous, You do the job right. It's always that way. And here, I like it. I like the job. I like the people.
What's your favorite memory that you're going to leave with?
I don't know. There's so many memories. I haven't even had time to think about it. I first got here, I was working at the stadium when they first went to the Super Bowl. Mm-hmm. I was working at the stadium in retail section, like chefs cooking and all of that up there. And
concessions?
Yeah, I worked that for like 4 months. But I got this job, and this job was a little different than it is today. Today we'll train somebody for like 2 or 3 weeks. Back then you had 3 days.
Get out there.
Yeah, they train you for 3 days. It's like, you go, you can make it or you don't.
Yeah.
So we ain't going to spend a lot of time on you. Yeah, So, okay. First day you might be a little confused, like, okay, where am I going? What to do? But after that, you're fine. Mm-hmm. You pick it up and like, okay, no problem. Let's go. And that's what I liked about it. That's what I liked when I saw the people working here. I was like, oh, okay. Go out there and do your thing. And nobody's seeing you. Nobody's looking at you all the time. That's one of the best things about this job. And beating my boss at pool.
Yeah, let's talk about that. We got one more
One
more match at the holiday party before you sail off into the sunset.
Yeah, you got one more chance.
You're like 5-0 or something.
You got one more chance
You
to
didn't
win.
show off last year, though. I don't know where you were. So we'll call that a tie. So it's 5-0-1.
5-1. Okay. Okay. All right.
But I'll see you up there at the garage.
Yeah, I'll be there this year.
So I always ask each guest, what's your perfect Saturday in Seattle? Like, and now that you're going to be retired, every day's a Saturday. But
yeah,
right now, on a normal Saturday, What's your perfect Saturday? What are you doing?
No, when I first got here, my normal Saturday was I'd go roller skating. I'd go find a place to roller skate.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I roller skate. Even at my age, even at that age, because I was like 50, 55, I'd go roller skating. I'd go down to the beach. I like that kind of stuff, sit by the water.
Yeah.
So
there's a theme here with you, solitude.
Yeah, I had no problem with that. Being a nomad, a wanderer, it's always been that way.
Yeah. I like time alone myself, or alone around other people.
Yeah, I'm alone around other people sometimes. A lot. Even though there's a lot of people there, I'm alone.
Yeah.
I mean, even
humming your tune. Doing your thing.
Yeah, no, I'm talking about even when you go to a party and you're there with a lot of people, you're still alone. I'm still alone.
Still in your own head.
I'm still alone.
So some roller skating, some time by the water.
Yeah, I like that. If I had enough money, I'd buy me a sailboat.
There you go.
And go sailing.
Well, perhaps in your retirement, you'll
figure out a way.
Figure out how to do that.
Oh, yeah,
Well, thanks for your 17 years, Harold, and everything you've done for our downtown to keep it clean and welcoming for everybody. And hope folks don't walk slow in front of you on your last several months here on the gig.
Yeah.
Stay out of Harold's way.
No, I'm thinking about putting a little camera on the machine. Just for the heck of it.
A day in the life.
Just to let them know they'd be walking down the road and I'll wait right there. I'll stop and I'll wait. And then all of a sudden they realize I'm there and they just panic. And you see their little faces. I kind of like that.
Most of us don't like to be on camera.
I like to see that. They're like, and or they jump, But I'm still waiting. I'm just like, okay, I guess if I say something, I'm going to scare you to death. And you're going to
You got a horn on that thing, right?
Huh?
You got a horn on that thing.
Oh, you don't want to blow the horn.
Yeah, you're polite.
No. If you blow the horn, you're going to scare them. Yeah. I've already had a lady do that. I blew the horn and scared the lady, tried to run, and she locked her heels. Like, holy crap.
You do that once and you learn.
So don't do that no more. So I don't blow the horn at them,
That's good. That's good. We don't need people falling over.
Yeah, can't have that. But they get, like I said, they panic. And I like to watch it. I'm going to get me a little video and they can be like,
Right on. Well, thanks for making time for this, Harold, after you were out on the streets all day, and appreciate you.
No problem. I enjoyed talking on the mic. You can't see me.
So this is much more fun than camera.
Yeah, it is. I've never been really camera shy, but I was always behind the cameras. Yeah. I've done that, so that was a good experience. And I get that for other people. I was young. I learned that, actually I worked at Naval Postgraduate School. You ever heard that in Monterey? NPC, Naval Postgraduate School? It's a language school. It's the Army language school.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and they did the weather. And my teacher, when I was in the 9th grade, I was in a lot of electronics, he says, summer job. He says, okay, I'm gonna put you over here. So he put me in a television studio. And I got in there and they had these big old huge cameras and I'm like everybody else, I'm like, I'm shaking to death. I touch this thing and the guy goes, look, if you touch this thing and it blows up, ain't your fault. It's its time.
It was its time.
Yeah. So I passed that on. When I was a technical operations director and I taught a master control class, I'm like, okay, guys, this is our cameras. If it blows up on you, don't worry about it,
Ease people's anxiety.
Yeah. Got to make them relax, because there's some people actually that are very, very educated and they can read a book and they can do all of this stuff. But when it comes time to put their hands on it, oh, no, I can't touch that. Yeah. I can't. They're afraid.
Yeah.
I mean, I had people that come from San Francisco State to come to my class to learn how to deal with television. And then I remember this is only a junior college. And they'd come there to get their on-hands training from me so they wouldn't be afraid of the cameras and the set. So, that's how it goes, But as it says, I appreciate being here, and it's time to retire.
There comes a time.
There's always a time.
Yeah.
Okay.
You've put in your time.
I put in my time.
Well, hope you enjoyed my conversation with Harold Danley, just a great colleague and a great member of our team, so dedicated and committed to downtown and our mission, and working alongside his colleagues to keep our streets and alleys and sidewalks clean and clear and welcoming for everybody. That's so important to and foundational to our recovery and revitalization as a downtown. Cities and downtowns have just never worked really well if they weren't first clean and safe, and it's a primary focus of ours as an organization as we work to recover and rebuild as we work our way out of this pandemic in downtown Seattle. So just a huge thanks to Harold for joining me, and more importantly for his 17 years of service on behalf of all who live, work, and visit downtown to keep our public areas clean. And we wish him the best in his retirement in December, and I will keep you posted on our final game of pool this December at our holiday party. Harold's up, I think, 5-0 on me over these last several years, and I might just get him this time, but I doubt it. He's got a pretty sweet pool game, so I'll let you know the result of that later this year. But Harold, we wish you well. As I do each and every episode, I want to close out with a recommendation of what you just can't miss in downtown Seattle. And because we've had this really nice early fall season here in Seattle with dry days and sunny days and blue skies and warm temps, I want to recommend a new roof deck in downtown. You just can't have enough roof decks in a downtown as pretty as ours. And we had one just open right after Labor Day in South Lake Union atop the Astra Hotel. It's called Altitude, if you haven't, Altitude Sky Lounge to be specific. If you haven't heard yet, it is open as of September 7th, opens at, I think, 4 o'clock each and every day at the corner of Terry Avenue North and Thomas Street. Beautiful views to the west. You see the Space Needle, and to the south, the beautiful skyline of downtown. And you've got your soft seating, you've got your fire pits, all the things you have come to expect on a great roof deck can be found at Altitude at the Hotel Astra in South Lake Union. So check that out. Well, thanks for joining me for this episode of Seattle City Makers, presented by the Downtown Seattle Association with support from James Cito and production by Spark Creative.